This video will demonstrate thread repair options in the Derailleur hanger. The hanger is that bracket that holds the derailleur to the frame. If the mounting threads are damaged, it can be difficult or impossible to install the derailleur. If the bike uses a replaceable hanger, just replacing it is of course an option. For more on how to do that, see hanger replacement in our derailleur playlist. However, there are times when replacement is just not an option. In these cases, it is necessary to try and repair the threads. Also, there are bikes where the hanger is a permanent part of the frame and cannot be replaced. It is often possible to repair damaged or slightly mangled threads using a tap. The Park Dual Tap is made in the industry standard of 10 millimeters by 1 millimeter pitch. Inspecting this hanger, we see the first few threads are damaged, making it difficult to install the derailleur. Begin by removing the wheel. Because the threads on the back side are usually undamaged, run the tap from the inside outward. This makes it easier to correctly align the tap before it moves through the damaged section. Use a tap handle to give yourself good control. Also use some cutting fluid. Turn the tap slowly through the dropout. You will eventually meet more resistance when it contacts the damaged threads. For aluminum threads, continue to turn slowly through the damaged area. For steel threads, cut a turn or two, then back up the tap 1/2 turn to break the chip inside the dropout, then advance again. Once the tap threads are through the dropout, use a brush and clean them off. This avoids dragging any aluminum back through the threads. Unthread and remove the tap. Clean the tap and clean out the internal threads. This repair can work well on slightly damaged threads. However, if the damage was extensive, the threads now may or may not hold up during use. There's a simple test to determine if we should keep going. The derailleur mounting bolts are typically from 8 to 10 Newton meters. Install the derailleur as normal and tighten it to the high end of the torque to 10 Newton meters. If the bolt tightens properly and reaches this torque, the threads are acceptable and the derailleur hanger will be usable. If the threads in the hanger failed before reaching the torque, they would not have held up during use. In that case, there are other thread repair options. If the damage is beyond repair by just tapping, another option is a coil kit, such as from manufacturers of Recoil or Helicoil. These kits typically include a drill bit to properly size the hole, an oversized tap to cut new larger threads, a coil driver, and coils that reduce the size back down to the original M10 by 1 sizing. The coil is basically a tightly wrapped spring. Use the included bit to remove any remaining threads and properly size the hole for the proprietary tap. Using a tap handle, start the tap squarely and begin to slowly cut new threads. Pass the tap all the way through and then out the dropout. Clean the tap and clean out the internal threads. Install some strong thread locker such as TLR2 inside the dropout. The coil thread is made with one end having this piece called the tang. It is used to thread the coil into the hanger with a special driver. Install the coil over the driver. Align the driver to the threads and turn clockwise to install. Watch the end of the coil as it enters the dropout thread. The end of the coil needs to be slightly inward of the dropout face. With the coil now fully inside the dropout, the derailleur will now press against the dropout face when fully tight. Allow the repair to sit and the thread locker to dry, such as leaving it overnight. If the coil is sticking out the back end of the dropout, it can be cut. A little bit of coil sticking out of the back is not a problem. Another repair option is a dropout saver, which is a T-nut, also known as a sleeve nut. These are made with an internal thread to accept the M10 by 1 millimeter thread. The dropout is drilled, so the sleeve nut gets a slip fit to hold from the back of the dropout. Begin by checking that the nut width is slightly shorter than the dropout thickness and will not extend past the dropout face. The derailleur needs to tighten against the dropout face, not on the T-nut. Begin by measuring the outside diameter of the T-nut. Select a drill bit that is about 0.1 millimeters larger than the outside of the T-nut. This provides a slip fit without it being too sloppy in the drilled hole. When available, apply some retaining compound such as Park Tool RC1 on the outside of the T-nut. From the inside face, push the T-nut into the dropout. Install the derailleur and tighten. If the T-nut is spinning, when secured, use a wrench on the back to hold it. This pulls the T-nut fully into the dropout and holds it in place while the retaining compound dries. The derailleur is ready for use. Thanks for watching these repairs on the derailleur hanger. We hope one of these works on a thread repair for you.